What a brilliant start, but we got Mr. Schumacher got an awful start. Aston gets into the lead and we got casting off that.
So much traffic up in front, but here comes Epic now pushing Tiger. Tiger goes defensive to the inside. Tiger on the inside. Epic will try to go round the outside. One corner to go. On the last lap, this is going to be insane. So here comes Dutchy as well. Tiger is going to look like it's going to win, but it's a drag race for seconds. And somehow,
He's got the DRS.
And here he goes then down this mini back straight. And now he's on the brake.
Pemberley now he's going to be looking for DRS here. There's 4 drivers going at it. Dirty Larry goes around the outside. Oh, let's have a look here. Oh, it's Pemberley's going around the outside. On the inside. Gets on the inside line. Brilliantly done from the Mercedes driver. Wow.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another track guide here in Gavra Racing, and yeah, we are back once again in the wonderful GT Sport here in the Group 3 cars for the final time this season, which is saddening for me, but maybe some people will be pleased about that. But yeah, we are here in probably what might be the easiest track guide of the entire season, maybe apart from that Blue Moon, but yeah, we are back here for the wonderful Monza. So let's get straight into it here in Gran Turismo Sport. Alright then, so here we go on a lap of Monza. So when you're coming out the final corner, probably want to pull your way over to this left hand side here, and away we go on a lap of Monza. And you don't actually get a penalty for cutting across there. It's not like F1 where you will get a penalty for that. Okay, so coming up to the first corner, so you'll probably be shifting up into 6th gear here, braking on the 150 meter board there, then braking all the way down in a straight line as normal, pretty simple as you like. But this time, unlike F1, you're actually going to come across this curb here. So you want pretty much the whole of your car on this curb like this, and then bring the car across here. Now, depends on what car you're in. This next corner, you either want to stay in 1st or 2nd. If you want to use 1st to get the rotation, do so. Use a little bit of this curb on the inside. Bring the car around on the outside. Short shift for the traction, and away you go. That's all you need to know really for that corner. It's pretty simple, turns 1 and 2. Just remember, brake it at that 150 board, not the 100 board. Through Curva Grande, this is all completely flat out. You know, nothing too special here. Just obviously make sure you're hugging the inside as always, because that's where you're going to reduce most of your time. This corner here, you're not going to be braking on the 150. You're actually going to be braking here where this small access road is here on the left hand side. On the right hand side, sorry, the right hand side access road. You just see that little patch of the grey on the right hand side. That's where you want to start your braking. Once again, braking in a straight line down into 2nd. Now you want to start turning in just as that curb starts. Bring it all the way across this curb. Too far over and touch the grass, you will get given a penalty. So make sure you come over the inside of this curb. Bring the car across in 2nd. This next corner here, you want to bring the car across again. Now remember, I think, I haven't been able to figure out the exact track limits of this, but I think you can cut the corner about that much. It's really difficult to know. There's no distinct line on this section of this corner where you're able to cut and where you're not able to cut. I usually bring the car over and across here, like that, off of the corner. If you're getting penalties for that, just chop a little bit off, that's fine. Now, once again, just make sure you're not going to run wide into the gravel here, and then bring it up out of 2nd, up into 3rd here, then up into 4th most likely, and then drop it into 3rd just as you go past that 50 meter board. Come in for a later apex and turn the car in. Then the car will probably just drift out wide here, that's fine. Just make sure you don't go onto that AstroTurf there, that green. You can go onto that green AstroTurf, but careful you don't go too far over. Otherwise you will lose the rear of the car. So just be careful on that. Coming out of this corner here, once again, drop to third on the 50-meter board. Bring the car across over this green part here. You want to make sure you have 2 wheels on this green part of the track. This is when you know you've taken the corner nicely, and bring the car across here on the exit. Now down this, once again, the next main straight here in Monza. As I said, pretty much it's not a simple. It's quite difficult on this game, Monza, but in terms of how the corners need to be taken, it's quite sort of simplistic. It's obviously just getting as most time as you can out of the car. Now, that advertising board we've just gone under, just before this access road starts on the right hand side, just as you go under that advertising board, coming down, braking as much as you can in a straight line, bringing the car on this curb on the right hand side into second. Now once again, this is where there's no distinct track limits on this track. This is the issue that I have with this track on this game. The track limit's lenient, but there's no distinct area to show where your limit is. There's no area of curb, there's no white line. It's all about knowing where the limits are. I think you can cut this much off of this corner. You cannot go if you go too far over the policeman. That's what you call the little bumps on the inside. If you go too far over the policeman, you will get given a penalty. So you can't go too far over, okay? But bring the car up in third, and make sure you bring the car across the policeman on the inside here. Shift up to fourth now. Bring the car across that curb on the outside, and you might run a little bit wide over here. That's fine, you can do that. Just make sure you don't touch that gravel on the outside. Under the bridge, here, under both bridges, down the final straight. And yeah, coming down to Parabolica. So, yeah. Where you want to be braking. It's an interesting one, this one, once again, because you're not braking at the 100, you're not braking at the 50. You're braking around about 70, I'd say about 75 meters, maybe a little bit later, maybe 60, but go safe at 75 meters, braking down into third. Now, you can, the reason why you can brake so late here is you can carry so much speed through Parabolica, and you won't run wide. So just make sure, if the later you brake, the narrower you go into the entry of the corner. That's fine. You go really narrow here, the car will start to drift out wide here. That's fine. Just bring the car back in over here on the exit, and then pull the car over, and then down to the line, cut all the way across this section of track here, and then up to the line, and then that is a lap around the wonderful Monza. So now I'll go for a high-speed lap so you can see it all in real time. so there you have it, a lap round the wonderful Monza here in GT Sport. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope this was all very helpful for you. And yeah, I will see you all in the next GT Sport track guide, which will be in the Group 2 cars. And that will be in the Group 2 cars after the break week. So yeah, we'll see you guys all then.